Well, greetings all. I have a particular question in mind today. And what it is I want to know what your gaming guilty pleasure is. And it's that game that you're not supposed to like because it's terrible. And you know it's terrible. And I'm not even really interested in those games that you just disagree with the consensus and you think it's a really good game when a lot of people think it's a bad game. Now, what I want to know is there a game that you know this is a terrible, terrible game, but I enjoy playing it anyways? And mine is Fester's Quest for the NES. And I tell you what, objectively, this is a bad game. It's, okay, it has a lot of good ideas. It has a lot of really interesting ideas. The fact that there's an overworld and there's an underworld, and the levels all fit together into this giant map, but they're still distinguishable as levels, is really honestly a pretty cool idea. But the execution is just terrible on it, and most of it is because of the stupid gun. And if you don't know, if you go through the game, you level up your gun, and so it has different firing patterns, and very few of these firing patterns are actually just straight, except for the first one and the last couple. Other ones kind of just twist in the air and do crazy stuff. But as soon as the bullet hits a wall, it's gone. It's done. It's just finished. Which, the problem is that the corridors in the game are just really, really narrow. And I'm not just talking about in the underworld, which is the sewers, just so we're clear, it's the sewers. And I'm not just talking about in the sewers where, the pipes and the walls are in the way. I'm talking about on land. There's just, the world is not big enough. And so you're going through a little alley made out of these bushes, and you can't actually fire more than 3 inches in front of you. And it is honestly a huge problem. And the game would be 100 times better if either the corridors were wider, or it's just that the bullets could actually fit down these corridors and fire. It becomes a massive problem because the enemy respawn is so crazy high that you can get into situations where you can kill an enemy, but you're going to have to take one step backwards, and then the enemy respawns. And it is as soon as the respawn point is off the screen, that enemy has respawned. It doesn't give you any sort of buffer zone. And so there are times when you're trying to fend off these alien frog things, which is the primary enemy that you're going to run across. And you're trying to maneuver yourself into a position where you can actually use your gun, which means you have to get into an open area. So you step back in the open area and you take out the frogs coming at you, and then you step one step forward, and here comes 20 more frogs. And they're the same frogs. They're the same frogs that you just beat. But they're respawning because you step, one step backwards. And a lot of times you just got to take the hit and go. The only solution is to spend all your time at the very first part of the game just leveling up your gun like crazy. But the problem there is there's items that will de-level your gun as well, and you are very likely to just accidentally run over one of those, and then you get this wide shot that hits the wall and you're dead. And so it is a fixable game. No one's going to remake this thing. No one. Forget that. But it is a fixable game. It had some really cool ideas that just with very, very poor execution. and thus is the fate of Fester's Quest. But I've liked it since childhood, and I can't remember why I played it for the first time. And but I bought it at the soonest possible time that I could, and I really played the heck out of the game. And I even did a back order of a Nintendo Power just so I could get the big map of it. And so and to this day the theme song brings a smile to my face. So that's my guilty pleasure. I want to hear about yours. If you're on Anchor, do call in. If you are seeing this on YouTube or are listening on the podcast, find me on Facebook. Put a comment in the YouTube comment box. Love to hear from you. Talk to you later.